Welcome, everyone. Thanks for coming today. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about data breaches and a whole lot more about how the ISO 27001 security standard can benefit our organization from an IT security standpoint. So 2021 was a huge record-breaking year. And the headlines don't disappoint. Facebook, Microsoft, Audi, CVS, LinkedIn. I mean, these are companies that are huge and ones that we interact with. I myself am a LinkedIn user. My data got breached along with everybody else's back in 21. But that is not what makes it so record-breaking. The Identity Theft Resource Center did a research study and found that the number of data breaches between January and September of 2021 exceeded the number of data breaches from the entire year of 2020. During COVID, when you would expect that there would be a lot more simply because everybody is working remotely. IBM did a study on the cost of data breaches, and they found that the cost of a data breach has also increased. It now costs an average of $9.2 million on a data breach. That is up 29.5% over the year 2020. It's just shocking. I can think of better ways to spend $9.2 million, right? So how are we going to keep this from happening to us? It's just a matter of time. It's like a ticking time bomb. And that is where the ISO 27001 certification comes in. So today I'm going to go over a little bit about what that certification is about. And then I'm going to talk about a little bit about the benefits that we can gain from going for that certification. So we have just a really short video here. It's about 1.5 minutes.
What is ISO 27001? As the risks associated with cyber attacks and data breaches continue to increase, information security has become a critical issue for every business. An effective approach should help defend against both external attacks and common internal threats, such as accidental breaches and human error. ISO 27001 is the international standard that provides the specification for an Information Security Management System, or ISMS. This is a systematic approach consisting of people, processes, and technology that helps you protect and manage all your organization's information through risk management. An ISMS, particularly one that conforms to ISO 27001, can help organizations comply with a host of laws, including the high-profile General Data Protection Regulation, commonly referred to as the GDPR, and the Network and Information Systems Regulations, also known as the NIS regulations. ISO 27001 focuses on protecting three key aspects of information: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality means that the information is not available or disclosed to unauthorized people, entities, or processes. Integrity means that the information is complete and accurate and protected from corruption. Availability means that the information is accessible and usable as and when authorized users require it.
So in essence, the ISO 27001 standard is an information security management system, and it integrates risk assessment principles. And it does that through going through 14 different security control areas. I look at these as lenses. They're different perspectives at looking at our data security posture. I'm not going to go through each one of these, but just as an example, when we look at policies, we're going to be looking at what we have in place. Is it sufficient enough? Do we need to add something more? Maybe it's just fine, and that's good, right? Organization. Is our company organized and structured in such a way that it is data security centric? Human resources. Are our human resources data, is that being sufficiently protected? I don't want to find my information on the dark web. You want to make sure that that is secure. And we would be going through each of these areas and looking at them and seeing where we need to make changes, if any. And that seems like a huge task, but in the beginning, it might be. But we have the people to do it. We have the money to do it, the resources to do it. And it would be foolish to not do it because there are so many great benefits from doing so. First is new business. As on a personal side of things, if I'm looking to do business, if I'm doing some online shopping, I'm going to look at the reviews first before I go and I do some shopping on that site. I'm going to also make sure that it's protected, that my credit card information is going to be protected, right? It's the same with business. When we're looking to do business with vendors, we're going to be checking out their website, checking out their financials. Are they a solid company? And companies are going to do the same thing about us. And one of those things that they're going to look at is whether or not we have that certification. That certification shows that we are paying attention to data security, that we prioritize it. And that's so important in this day and age with all these data breaches happening to these huge companies. The next benefit is legal and contracts. By going through this compliance, this certification process, we are going to be taking care and making sure that we are not violating any legal and contractual requirements when it comes to data security. We can get penalized by having security incidents or by being down for an excessive period of time than what's promised in our contract, in our SLAs. And that's important. And not only that, but our strategic plan is having us moving into business in Europe. And Europe has their version of the ISO 27001. It's called the General Data Protection Regulation. And when we start to do business there, we're going to have to certify there in Europe that we can meet these same compliance standards. Or we're not going to be able to do business there. So if we're starting to do this now, if we're going through this compliance process now through doing the ISO certification, we are going to be helping each other out significantly when it comes to the time when we are ready to move and do business in Europe. No doubt about it. Auditing. Now, how do we see auditing as a benefit? Nobody likes to be audited. Audit in a positive sense, because doing this compliance, getting that certification for ISO 27001 is not just a one and done thing. It is something that we are going to continually have to go over to remain compliant. We got to keep that certification up. And by doing that, that is going to ensure us cost reductions, especially in terms of risk. Our chances of risk are going to go significantly lower upon doing this because we will have finessed, we will have just gotten our data security just right. We're going to get that mix, that risk management mix just right. And it's going to be low. It's going to be lower than it's ever been. And that in and of itself is going to reduce costs. And then there's business continuity. Doing all these steps are going to give us greater chances of staying up in the event of a security incident where there might be some business continuity issues. If we go down, we're going to have a plan to make sure that our business continues running. So, in summary, I'd just like to say that, again, the ISO 27001 compliance is going to benefit us greatly. It's taking a look at our security posture, and it's integrating the risk assessment elements so that we can reduce costs, win business, be prepared in the event of an outage, and help us fast track into Europe. And most importantly, we do not become one of these headlines. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your support. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.